Xin chào các bạn. Quá lâu quá rồi.
Ok, đâu mà nói cho. Cái để luôn nha, không cắt. Ok bạn. Hôm nay mình đi thăm một dự án khá là lớn ở vùng vịnh của mình, Bay Area ở California, Bắc Cali. Ở trên Oakland nha bạn, ngay cái bờ biển luôn. Nguyên vùng này là của dự án Brooklyn Basin.
Brooklyn Basin
là một dự án thì đã 20 năm nay rồi. Bắt đầu từ 20 năm rồi, lúc từ mua đất tới giờ là 20 năm rồi đó.
Lý do tại sao quá đâu?
Tại vì chính trị.
Chút xíu rồi sẽ tìm hiểu
thêm. Dự án này đen cũng đi coi mấy lần rồi. Thì tại sao tụi đen coi cái này? Tại vì thường mà làm bất động sản á, trận cuối cùng mà là cái mà làm mà cuối cùng á của cuộc chơi bất động sản á, là có xây một cái lớn như vậy. Tụi đen cũng muốn làm giống vậy, nhưng mà về kinh nghiệm thì không có kinh nghiệm. Bởi vậy tụi đen phải có cái team, build cái team. Thì lúc này tụi đen kết nối những anh chị đi trước mà gọi là team mạnh chút xíu để mình học hỏi từ họ. Nhưng mà khổ một cái là người Việt Nam mình không có ai làm kiểu đi lớn, mô hình lớn vậy hết. Bởi vậy mình phải đi qua nhờ những mấy bạn cộng đồng mạng, mấy người Mỹ. Thì đây là một cái dự án mà ở trên Oakland để đi coi. Thì hôm nay mình sẽ gặp anh Kirk. Anh là đại diện cho công ty mà tài chánh mà đứng ra finance cái này ha. Thì anh sẽ nói về dự án chút xíu. Rồi một lát nữa mình sẽ đi gặp CEO của công ty đó và mình hỏi thêm về những dự án thêm. Mà hôm nay mình chỉ coi dự án trong quanh này thôi.
Như vậy hôm nay mình không gặp chủ đầu tư, mình chỉ gặp công ty finance.
Không biết nữa. Tại vì mình gấp quá trong vòng một tháng, nhưng mà hình như là có 2 ông CEO sẽ nói chuyện với mình trong qua San Fran, tại văn phòng họ trong San Francisco. Thì mình phải có, nhưng mà mình biết là một ông CEO là của chủ công ty tài chính mà provide funding cho cái này, và một ông CEO nữa nên không biết. Nhưng mà dự án này các bạn, để nói những công ty này á, là những người partner của họ là một trong partner họ là Mayor Willie Brown. Là mấy bạn đã biết Willie Brown là San Francisco, là ông Mayor đây ở khá lâu. Bởi vậy nếu bạn ở vùng Bay Area này á, để cho một cái dự án này thành hình đó, mà nằm ngay cái bờ biển, ngay trong đối diện San Francisco, nhìn cầu Golden Gate hay cầu Bay Bridge nữa, là bạn phải biết cái ảnh hưởng chính trị phải có rất là nhiều. Mà nếu mà bạn không biết Willie Brown là ai, để anh nói cho một cái nữa, Willie Brown là bồ cũ của Phó Tổng thống Mỹ bây giờ Kamala Harris. Ok, chỉ nói vậy thôi. Thì yes, nhưng mà thôi mình gặp anh Kirk đi. Anh cũng chờ từ nãy lâu rồi. Anh như anh Kirk thì anh nói tiếng Mỹ, thì hopefully mình sẽ làm subtitle được cái thắt ở dưới ha.
Yeah.
Ok, mình đi vô đây cái dự án này ha.
Ok,
anh Kirk từ nãy anh chờ.
em đi đằng trước để lấy được âm thanh của anh.
Yes,
Do you want to start?
yes, this is Kirk.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, yeah.
Good to meet you. My name's Kurt. I'm project manager with Golden Gate Global. And This is our project Brooklyn Basin, and we're going to be walking the site today. It's about 64 acres. The development's been in the works for 20 years. And over the last 5 years, if you look around, there's been a ton of construction. Very exciting project, one of the largest mixed-use developments in the San Francisco Bay Area. And we're going to be looking at phase 1 and 2 today. There's 4 phases total. Okay. And all the buildings you see today are in phase 1 and 2. We're going to actually start over here at this building, the 9th Avenue Terminal building, right along the Oakland estuary. This used to all be shipping. So what's happening right now in both Oakland, San Francisco, and other parts of San Francisco Bay is old shipping areas and areas near the water that used to be more manufacturing, industrial, and for shipping are now being converted into residential housing and other uses. What's exciting about this project is mixed use. So you have all the living, but also on the bottom levels, you have about 200,000 square feet of retail space.
Oh, okay.
And so total 3,100 plus units. There's also petitioning to put more in, all for rent apartments.
Yeah.
And then retail on the bottom. And then there's about 32 acres of parks and public space for anybody to use.
So how many units total you said?
Over 3,100.
3,100 total. Just not apartments alone? Or
this is all apartments.
All apartments. Okay. And the commercial space, how much?
About 200,000 square feet.
Space.
So the first building we're going to start in is all a commercial building.
Okay.
And there used to be a market in here that is going to be now changing out to a different different restaurant. There's also on the left over here a little water store. You can do kayaking and water sports. And then there's going to be a couple retail spots in the future.
You know, total investment of this project, this scale, how much total? Can you guess?
Well, the total development costs are in billions.
Of billions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the billions.
But I think it's going to worth like multi-billions.
The total valuation or the total value when it's all said and done, I mean, is
hard to. You can't determine.
5 to 10 billion. I mean, when it's all said and done. But this whole thing, because of the 4 phases, won't be done probably for another 8 to 10 years.
8 to 10 years.
So they started their
so
entitlements. It pretty much. They started entitlements in 2001 when it was former Governor Jerry Brown. He was also the mayor of Oakland.
Okay.
So the developer partnered with the city to take this underutilized space because it was dormant. It wasn't being used anymore shipping, and started to kind of get it ready for this.
Okay.
Golden Gate Global, our EV5 regional center, came in 2015 and did a EV5 fund for $31.5 million at the time.
Okay.
When the EV5 was $500,000 investment, it's currently $800,000 for the new projects.
Right.
And that $31.5 million went in as a loan into the horizontal infrastructure. So before there were any buildings here, this was all dirt.
Right.
And so that money went into site improvements such as utility, laying all the plumbing, getting the roads ready, cutting in the roads, all that.
So that's like, from that time to now is like 20 years, right?
20 years from 2001 where they first started discussing the developer signature development.
Let's walk to that where we'll talk and walk at the same time.
We're changing
Yeah, let's see the exciting stuff.
Yeah. Wow. So the whole.
So all this is new. Everything you see is new. None of this was here before.
And so basically, Kurt, this kind of project for the investment, you gotta keep the project. You're not selling anything, right? Well, you just rent everything out. Is that right?
Yes. So this is not for sale. For example, condos or townhouses. There are laws in California where if you hold some of these buildings for 10 years, they can be converted. So some of the developers could do that, right? If the building opened this year, for example, in 2032, they could be sold as condos.
Oh.
But I'm not the developer on these. I don't own these. I work with the EV5 Regional Center, so I can't opine on that strategy. Okay. But currently, the developers that own these buildings, it's a cash flow model. So if anybody here or you guys have invested in apartments, multifamily, that's essentially what this is on a large scale.
Large scale.
Each of these buildings are anywhere from 250 units up to the new buildings are going to be about 370.
Okay.
So we're going to actually walk through the terminal. This is a commercial building, and then we'll go over to one of the buildings that the developer signature development built and own, and then we'll kind of walk around a little bit, the phase 1 and 2.
Nice.
All this layout you see, these roads, these streets,
it's all new, right?
Is all new.
So this is old, right? The port of Oakland, this is where it used to be, where the ferry go back and forth.
Well, this was used for shipping
back in the
manufacturing. So ships from all around the world.
So it looked like this is an old structure. You can convert it. And
this was an old structure. They took out a lot of it. This is the start of it.
Can you report this one, the old structure they keep?
They use the exterior of the building. When we go in, you'll see how some of it's been modernized for structural purposes. So they kept some of this building, but once we go in and out, this building you see all the way. What we're going to, once we go into this building, it's called 9th Avenue Terminal. The outside is called Township Commons. So you can imagine a big, big building that went all the way down. And they ripped it all out, and there's
keep this part.
Still some framing you'll see up here.
Okay.
We can go in right there.
Nice.
But a building that's 80 plus years old has to get retrofitted.
I need this door for my house. Like the whole door, open the whole thing out. No, because
nano glass. Right?
Yeah, these are in all the big mansions. So these are retail spaces. There's 4 retail spaces in here.
Oh, okay.
This one currently is the water sports area. You can see if you look up, some of the original framing and steel's in here. But this is all new wood. They had to do a lot of engineering to make sure it is intact, and then obviously remove chemicals or asbestos or other rehab.
Okay.
So we can walk around here a little bit and then we'll walk out to the township commons area. And again, imagine what we're in now. This used to extend all the way to the end where that green grass is. So all this was ripped out. And this is all public common park.
It's a nice place then. This is a place like you got right out to restaurants, maybe.
Yeah, this was a market. There's going to be a different group in here, and then these two spaces are going to, one's probably going to be, well, they're both retail related, but they're talking to a restaurant group and then potentially another retail group. This is actually a great image of some of the history of this location. It goes all the way back to 4000 BC.
Oh, so this usually
This is where you can kind of see back to the 1800s, all the port, and then through the different world wars, railroads. Here's the harbor. Here's what it looked like almost 100 years ago. So
Wow.
here's the building we're in. It extended,
Okay.
right? But they took it all out,
Wow.
and it just kind of, you can see progress.
So this is where you got.
And here's about where the Fund 7, our group,
okay.
Golden Gate Global, came in and we financed.
That's where you get come in.
some of
finance
the
is fine.
horizontal infrastructure.
Right.
So basically, you know, street utilities, plumbing,
Right.
roads, everything to prepare the site to go vertical.
Right. So this is where the GP bought the place, right?
Yeah, this is the building we're in. Look at what it used to look like.
what's
right?
there,
on the
yeah.
different side. So all this was ripped out.
And this is where we become 20 years after.
This is where we just walked in, and this is what we're.
That's where it's gonna be, right?
This is a rendering, but some of these buildings are now built.
Oh, okay.
So we're right here.
Right here.
We're right here in this building here.
Yeah.
And this is marine. There's 200 plus marina boat slips that are going to be put in. So we're in this right now. This is Township Commons Park, and these are all the buildings that are. Some of them are going to exist throughout the whole 64 acres.
Mấy bạn biết tại sao mà lâu vậy không bạn? Bạn nghĩ coi ở vùng vịnh của mình á, vùng của mình ở San Francisco Bay để được miếng đất ngay chỗ này rất là khó để mà xây lên giống vậy là phải đụng tới a lot of. To do this, you gotta have a lot of political influences to change all the. You're touching a lot of different zones, I'm sure, different area, different part.
Yeah, the reason it took 15 years to get to the point where they could actually do some of the building work or breaking ground, right? This was the horizontal, some of the demolition and then the horizontal infrastructure, and then the actual vertical infrastructure took almost 15 years. And that's because of all the different entitlements. So they have to go speak to the local, you know, the city council,
Different groups,
and
right?
all the different the groups around here.
15 years for that, right?
And so it's a very political, long drawn out bureaucratic process.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the developer that oversaw it, Signature Development Group, that's what they specialize in. One of the best in the Bay Area. And they also then built the Orion, which we're going to go into,
Okay.
and then they're also building G&H, parcel G&H, which is our current Fund 13 for EP5 purposes.
Okay.
And so we were talking about a little this earlier. This is not, you know, no one can just come in from around the world and just buy this land and do it overnight. So my recommendation, you know, if one was an investor, you partner with a group. You partner with a group like Signature Development. You partner with a group like ours, Golden Gate Global, if you want to, you know, be involved in a project of this magnitude and scale.
Right. Yeah. Các bạn biết khó để 15 năm để nó làm giấy tờ, để qua những cái group khác nhau, hội hè những vùng này để xin được giấy, thì người mình chủ đầu tư này phải có một sự ảnh hưởng rất là mạnh trong chính trị vùng này. Thì bởi vì nếu mà bạn mới qua hoặc bạn làm một mà không có kinh nghiệm á, mà không có kia mà bạn tự mở một development hay xây lên rất là khó, không phải dễ đâu. Nhưng mà đất này đất vàng nữa, rất là khó. Cho nó cái kinh nghiệm là nó là tới thiệt ở đây rồi đó, mà cũng 15 năm trời mới làm giấy tờ xong. 15 năm nha các bạn. Tại sao 20 năm mới xây xong là 15 năm giấy tờ, còn 5 năm xây. Thì
Chưa xây xong nữa. Phải 8.
Bởi vậy nếu mình tốt nhất làm dự án gì mình nên partner, là tới đâu là mình partner với cái người dùng địa phương đó, người mạnh ở đó, chứ mình đừng có nghĩ mình tự làm nổi. Tại vì nó sẽ rất là nhiều rủi ro trong một dự án lớn như vậy. Thì Kurt đã nói như vậy rồi, những người trong đây là lát mình nói sẽ gặp CEO hỏi thêm nữa, Nhưng mà nên biết á, theo nên biết công ty này á, là những người advisor, những người consultant, là những người mà bạn biết như là Willie Brown này, ha, là như những người mà cái chính trị ở trong vùng Cali rất mạnh mới làm được chúng vậy.
Here's a great image.
Okay, let's go.
From the 60s.
Oh,
Yeah, 100 years ago. And so the building on the upper half is what we're in. We're in the front part, and then they ripped out about 3/4 of the building, created this open space out here with a brand new deck, you know, trees and park-like setting. And then this is what it looked like. So if you can imagine, we were standing here, and you look all the way down and go to the end. Here's what it looks like now.
This is what you're talking about, right? They cut half of the building?
They cut 3/4 of the building out. So we're in that upper quarter section, and now they left. This has all been removed. They left some of the scaffolding, some of the structure.
They got a design to it.
Yeah, this actually won an international architectural award for one of the most beautiful public spaces in the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you keep the history, that's great.
They've done a good job, as you can see, of keeping the history, because anyone that would come here and just think, you know, I wouldn't have known the history. 100 years of plus history.
Yeah.
And now it's, you know,
I really like that, because when they design the place, they still keep the history of it. Because usually if you're a developer coming in, they just pointing out.
So here's a space. You can see there's a lot of.
This must be a restaurant later on.
This is going to eventually be a restaurant. This was outdoor. They used to have events and other activities. So when COVID hit, and the start of COVID in 2020, this was packed because everything was shut down. So people would come out here, and there'd be food trucks and music and dancing.
Awesome.
And they used to have concerts and things. So we're gonna now go to this is called Township Commons.
Well, this design, I think it's just a
each of these steps. Design also takes time.
Yeah.
You work with your architect and engineers, and then
I'm sure.
if someone doesn't like it on the planning commission, then you know you have to go back. You have to redesign it. So all that back and forth takes a lot of time.
Yeah, 15 years, right?
And so this is Township Commons. This is all new decking we put in. And again, imagine this used to be one long building, and then they left up the structural steel. So we'll walk to the end, and then we can walk a little bit, and then we're going to go into the Orion and see what one of the buildings looks like.
Okay, perfect.
Do you want to start there?
Let's go to the building first.
Okay. Ôi đẹp quá.
We'll look at a couple units, model units.
Awesome, yeah.
And this building is 241 units. Roughly.
241 units for this one building.
Outdoor amenity space we'll walk in. There's also a rooftop space. And again, it's all for rent.
For rent.
It's apartments.
Cash flow các bạn. Mỗi tiền mỗi tháng. Chủ không bán, giữ nhà, giữ làm lại giữ thôi. Mà cái project này làm xong á là trị giá từ 5 tỷ tới 10 tỷ đô. Đó. Nhưng mà giữ. Giống Sala.
Sala quận 2 quá các bạn. Hồi nãy anh mình tính là anh nói mình nói một số con số, nhưng mà nói nhiều quá nên mình cũng không thể nào nói vô kịp.
Nhưng mà trong tất cả là nguyên cái đầu tư này cỡ hơn tỷ á. Nhưng mà
trị giá bao nhiêu?
Trị giá giờ 5 tới 10 tỷ.
Nguyên cái dự án này là 64 mét cơ.
Okay, great. So the building.
Nice.
This is called Orion Apartments. This is owned and built by Signature Development Group, which is the master plan developer for everything. They've sold some of the units off, parcels off, to other groups that are building.
Okay.
But G&H, which we're going to finish on, is what they own and they're building right now. And that's what our current EB5 fund is for, is Project G&H.
The rental here, usually how much it go for, like?
Current rents, 2,800 to 4,000 maybe for
800 for one bedroom.
Studio to.
Okay.
On a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you right now.
It's not too bad compared to San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
That's
one
awesome.
benefit of being across the bay here, you're only 20 minutes from
Yeah,
Francisco.
this is awesome.
Get there by Uber, by BART, is that you save $1,000.
Oh yeah, because in San Francisco you got to pay for parking, like $400 a month for parking.
It's very
not bad at all.
And all the new buildings also, for example, G's going to have about 400 plus spaces for parking. So they make it so that each unit will have roughly one parking space available.
Because I look at an apartment in San Francisco, it's like $4,500 for like a bedroom.
Yeah.
Nice, and $400 for parking. Something, you know what I mean? It's expensive.
Here you could get a two, right? Or a loft for about that.
Uh-huh.
And it's roughly like 28.
28. Wow, that's very reasonable.
So all the buildings have this kind of lobby and open space, and then the building manager's here. All your mailbox area is over there.
Oh, still.
If you just kind of want to look at the buildings that they have.
That's nice.
For leasing here, there's a shuttle service. So if you need to go downtown Oakland, take an apart, it's great.
That comes with the.
That comes with your lease, your rental. Let's go outside real quick since we're here. This is the amenity space. So anybody that's living here.
This is nice, man. I actually love to live here. I don't want a yard. I just want to enjoy it.
There's really beautiful views. Nice. That's the building we're just in. We have new terminal.
Các bạn thấy không? Ở đây nếu mà hai vợ chồng hay là hai cặp tình nhân hay là single ở đây sướng, đâu cần lo cắt cỏ, trồng cây gì đâu.
Một office 2.800, một bãi đỗ xe 177 đồng.
Room 316. 316. Space 316. The doors should be open. This is approximately 240, 241.
Yeah.
The new buildings, G&H, are going to be 371, 380 units, so 100 plus units more. But this is how.
So this is 2,800 a month.
Well, this is a den, I believe. So yeah, the den. It's probably around $3. The one
So you can turn that into like a
studio would be around 628.
So you have master.
You know, market rates are always changing, so they meet weekly to see what the market's doing and determine what they can bring out their open units at. These buildings are usually about, the goal is to have 98% would be fully leased out. There's always a few units of turnover.
Oh, 98%?
That would be, but right now I think it's around 94.
94 is really good.
But they're always, high rate.
94%.
There's some seasonality with, these months and things like that.
Yeah. That's really good.
They're always very high.
Because this turnover left and right, but then it's like, people moving out and into 94 is actually like a full already.
Yeah, I mean, it's anything above 90 is
it's good.
Strong pull, but this one is the den and then the one bed.
Đẹp thôi bạn, nhưng mà đồ cũng là bình thường thôi. Máy rất là rẻ, không có gì khác hết. Máy này rất là rẻ luôn. Mà mướn được 2.000 chút xíu thì anh nghĩ là chừng 600 service này, 2.800 một tháng.
Anh coi cái sim nó để là overmount sim, cái người undermount.
Ok.
Nhưng mà làm đẹp.
Đúng đó. Các bạn nhìn ngay cái design kiểu Việt Nam á, nó cũng mất cái mấy cái này là đóng là thành phòng hết trơn rồi. Bên đây nó kiểu như nó tự nhiên để chỗ này trống rỗng vậy cho thoải mái á. Mình đi vô mình cảm thấy thoải mái hơn là nó ngột ngạt. Lúc mà mình về mình thấy mấy cái condo bên Việt Nam mà building á là lúc lên trên cái floor mà cao và nhà dân cư á. Ta người ta không có để cái phòng mà cái chỗ mà common giống vậy.
Tức là nó dùng cái cảnh mà view ra ngoài nó để cho mình
cái common nó cái chỗ mình ngồi chơi thôi, trên sân cái phòng lầu.
Not too big. Let's see if we can get up without a card on 7. I think we get 7. So we're gonna look at a larger unit with a loft, and then I'll have some nice aerial views if we look out the windows.
Nice.
And then we'll go to the roof, and then we'll head back out and walk around a little. So again, this is why it takes 20 years to bring these to life. There's a lot of planning, a lot of politics, and not everybody can do it, and that's why the value is there.
Yeah.
So 726.
726.
It'll be on the end here.
Right here.
So you can see similar layout to the third floor, right? Here's that open space.
But this is what I'm talking about. The design is different from what I see, because over here you always have an open space and common space in every floor. Because you know how like when I design, they want to make sure that they maximize the value of the square footage, and they want to turn this into like another another unit. But that now you feel like you're really cramped into one area.
Well, this specific piece of land that Signature partnered with the city on was to have the outdoor space, right? It's a beautiful.
Right.
So as much as you like being inside, I would be outside all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're right. They do have little areas that are
common open space like this is awesome.
The 726 is right here. The 726 is right here.
Oh, right at the end.
I'm glad we didn't walk over it.
I know.
Oh, this is a great one. This is like a corner office.
Yes.
Actually really nice.
You get the corners. You get the.
These traditionally run around 4,000.
4,000 a month.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is 4,000.
4.000 một tháng thôi mà.
Wow. You get two. You get the corner view as well.
Yeah, this is a beautiful space. And this should have the loft upstairs. Downtown, you can see some.
That's a getaway area. Chỗ đó mắc ra rất là.
Well, the good thing, so Oakland has really been changed with developers like Signature coming in.
It's
so
too long.
With anything, there's pockets in any city.
Yeah.
But this is where we are right now is extremely safe.
Right. Để cho một cái dự án lớn, thành phố nó chấp nhận cái này, nó phải để ra 1% nào đó để dành cho những người không đủ income.
Yes,
Rồi có thể nói từ rất là tế nhị, nhưng mà thật ra là không đủ income, và cái đó là đầy hết rồi. Là mình nghĩ là cỡ 10 đến 15%, tại nó phải cái process mà một chủ đầu tư lớn mà làm vậy á, là nó phải có giữa nó và thành phố về những kia, lúc nào phải negotiate để cho nó muốn làm được gì. Thành phố muốn mang lợi cho thành phố thì muốn phải dân có chỗ ở.
Bất kỳ city nào cũng có mình không có.
Dạ nói một cái development lớn như vậy dùng Bay Area này á, dùng mình ở thường là để thành hình nó cả là 10 năm ít nhất, 10 năm, 15 năm, 20 năm là bình thường. Từ Oakland, San Jose hay là San Francisco. So bởi vậy mấy cái vụ án lớn vậy là làm một cái là đi về hưu luôn chứ không phải là. Anyway.
This building was open at the end of 2019, right before pandemic hit. It's been open over 2 years now. And then gradually there's more buildings every year opening. You'll see all the construction around.
This is one project, one lifetime project.
And this is a privately owned. This is not. This doesn't have anything to do with the EP5. Right. The parcel G we're gonna see.
That's one
fully topped out. Right. Is for the Fund 13, and then right across the street is parcel H, which is still just dirt. Right. That's part of the fund also. Okay. But it's important to see this because the building's going to was very similar to this, about 100 plus units more, approximately 131 units more, 130.